Welcome, friends, to a very special Friday edition of LEG TV. I am your Commissioner John David Brake. I was in Phoenix for a couple days, so unable to do a normal video, but we're going to make this lickety-split because we have a very exciting week. Let's go ahead and look at the standings. We're not going to look at the scoreboard. Let's see where the league stands right now. There's only one undefeated team. Mick Barton coming out of nowhere, 4-0, the only undefeated team in the LEG. And look at that logjam of 3-1 teams. We have 5 teams that are all stuck at 3-1. Actually, 5 teams. Abby, the only 500 team, and then we got a couple winless people down there at the bottom. Adam Barris and the defending champ Joe Murdoch still looking for a win. So this should be a very, very pivotal week, to say the least. So let's go to the matchups for this week, for week 5 in the LEG. All right, the first matchup is between the 3-1. My goodness, 3-1 just barely happened because last week I beat Anu down 12 points Monday Night Football. Thank you, Bobby Wagner. Dr. Anu got beat and still at 3-1 and in third place. Red Hot Jabrili Peppers taking on Abalash Reddy's Purdy Little Liars, and not a great start for Abby because of the Thursday night game. Scary Terry was not too scary, but it doesn't matter. Josh Allen did have a nice game on the defense there for him. But here's where it comes down to. It's the quarterback play, and unfortunately Joe Burrow is just god-awful. So it looks like the Red Hot Jabrili Peppers are riding Jared Goff's hand here for the quarterback position. And this is a run-first team. So will they be neck and neck with Carolina? Carolina's got a pretty good defense. Don't sleep on them. I honestly think it's going to be the keys to victory are Jared Goff, and there has to be a huge game from Derrick Henry against the Colts. We know Tyreek Hill's going to put up at least 30 points. Devontae Smith is kind of hit or miss, but still he has a very high floor. It's going to be Derrick Henry, too. That's going to be the big difference here. Going over to Abby, I really think he needs a showing from Raheem Mostert. Is this his backfield still, or is it Devin Achan's backfield, which, by the way, is my flex on the other side? Oh, no, RB2 on the other side. He is stacking the Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb combination against the San Francisco 49ers defense on Sunday. I think he's going to struggle there. So I am going to take myself to win this week, and I kind of like the score of 165 to 150. Let's go to nickel taking on the undefeated 4-0 Mick Barton. Cook goose for everyone. The reason he is undefeated is from the play of Keenan Allen. Oops, he's on bye this week. So who's he going to rely on? We don't know. He hasn't started anyone yet. So this could be an off week for Mick, and I am calling it. This is the upset of the week. Dan Nickel at 1-3 will take down Mick this week, and here's why. Sam Howell had an amazing game on Thursday night, which gave him a great start. But Cooper Kupp, looks like the Cup is back in L.A. What does that impact have on Puka Nacua owner Mr. Adam Barris? We'll find out later. But Tony Pollard, too, I think he's going to be bottled up by the Niners. That's going to be a tough matchup for him. Also, Dan is starting Jonathan Taylor. Woo, this is a big risk. So Cooper Kupp comes back. Jonathan Taylor looks like he's playing. We don't know. But I think that's enough to overcome Mick, unless David Montgomery has a really big game. He's been great for him. And Kenneth Gainwell, I think, has lost the running back starting role to DeAndre Swift. So I'm taking Dan this week with the upset to at least get 165 points, and Mick will struggle to get over the 130 mark this week. Okay, let's go to the next matchup. Other 3-1, second place Clock Gobblers taking on Modelo Virus, Jabel Soul, and this is also a match that is very pivotal. It is my game of the week. Dahlgren 3-1, Jabel 3-1. Both of these teams need a win to stay atop of the league. Only one can win. Let's go over to Dahlgren's keys to victory. Obviously, again, it's the three-headed monster of Josh Allen at quarterback. Looks like he's going to be putting up some points against the Jaguars, who have a pretty good defense. Justin Jefferson, my goodness, he was the number one consensus pick across the board for every fantasy league for a reason, and he is living up to that hype. But unfortunately, part of his three-headed roster three-headed monster roster is also gone. So no Mike Evans this week. No Kenneth Walker III this week. He's going to have to start John Connor, which is a great sub in the running back 2 for Walker. And then Drake London in the flex? I don't know about that, but let's go over to Jabel's team. Jalen Hurts against the Rams. You can throw in the Rams, and Jalen Hurts will prove that. Jamar Chase, this is the real question mark for Jabel. Can Jamar Chase still produce with overpaid, sucky Joe Burrow at quarterback? That is going to be the question. And Brandon Ayuk, that's going to be key too. He's regained that number 1 wide receiver role after the injury, taking over Debo's role. And they're going against the Cowboys. They're probably going to be throwing a lot. The Cowboys are a good defense. But Brandon Ayuk should put up at least 15 points for that team. I do like Jabel's Christian Kirk flex much better than Drake London. Oh, this is projected to go pretty close. Dahlgren's projected to win. I honestly think because of the buys, I think Jabel takes it this week. I think Dahlgren goes down and gets caught off guard, and Jamar Chase has a big game for the Mandela virus, so I like that one. Let's go over this game. Speaking of upsets, oh my goodness. Nick Shook taking on former 3-time champion Dak Street Boys, who have struggled mightily this year. They did get a win. 41 points from Justin Fields. Is he now a good quarterback? Like, holy cow, Justin Fields had a great game on Thursday night. Khalil Herbert, not so much. But, you know, I think it's enough with Dak Street Boys. Again, we mentioned Deebo Samuel, who's taking a back seat to Brandon Ayuk again. Devontae Adams, though, in Las Vegas is going to be key for Austin. I do think that he has a really good game, and Isaiah Pacheco is now looking like the lead back in Kansas City just in time. Even though the projected score is Nick to win because of that great start from Justin Fields, 41 points, I think Austin comes back and catches him. I do. Unfortunately, I think Nick will fall this week, and I like Dak Street Boys to come and pull off the come-from-behind victory. Anu Rog ready. Dr. Anu taking on the former champion, last year's champ, Joe Murdoch, still looking for a win. And Anu, boy, this couldn't come at a worse time because Joe's hungry for a win. Bye weeks are kicking in. And coming off of that loss, up by 12 points, going into Monday night with a linebacker. Woo! That was a great victory for me. Thank you. Anu, not looking great this year. Justin Herbert is on bye. Aaron Jones, still questionable. Who is going to be the quarterback? Because guess what? Anu's other backup quarterback, Geno Smith, is also on bye. Bad drafting, Anu. And so he's in a predicament here. Now, granted, he does have Christian McCaffrey, who put up 50 points, over 50 points last week. I don't think he's going to put up another 50 against that Dallas defense. Jalen Waddle's going to be key for Anu this week. Will Jalen Waddle get enough touches to get into the end zone against the Giants, who allow a lot of touchdowns, and DeAndre Swift? Those are the two players that are going to help Anu win, but I don't think he wins. He's got to get a quarterback. He has no quarterback. Joe's got Tua. Again, we just talked about the Giants. Tua is on fire as usual, and he's also got A.J. Brown, one of the best receivers in the league. Also, I really think the Saquon Barkley status is going to make a difference here. Miami, their defense is meh. They did just give up a bunch to the Buffalo Bills. So Saquon Barkley in the flex is going to be key. I don't like the Kamara start. I think Alvin Kamara is going to have a pretty bad game. But I'm still taking Joe this week because Anu did not properly plan for the bye weeks. All right, another winless team. Adam Ferris, working from Mahomes, who came oh so close to getting his first win last week, taking on Dave Plow, who lost last week. My goodness, 58 points from DJ Moore for Adam Ferris. That's all you need, a 58-point just lead going into the week, and that's going to be enough. He's projected to score 194 points. And also, Barris does have Patrick Mahomes against the Minnesota Vikings. You can throw on them all day long. I don't think this is even going to be close. Plow's got Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's kind of beat up going against the Panthers when they're a really good defense. Plow has to start Ezekiel Elliott this week because some of his running backs are on bye. Plow has Ezekiel Elliott and Dalvin Cook. Bro, it's not 2019. I don't know what you're thinking. It's not going to be close. I think Barris is finally going to get his first win of the season. So there you go. There's the rundown for Week 5. Happy Friday to everyone, and here is your Happy Friday moment.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday again, it's Saturday, Sunday, lives again, light up to us, 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 lives again. Go,